she not run no joke. Tell me how you bend and move like a acrobat. Tell me how you do that. Baby, never see you move like a gymnastic. And your moves are fine and fantastic. Right now, girl, your body's incredible. Spin on my one like a third table. You turn some and give me the Japan wine. You have to open up my eyes and wide one more time. I'll let go. No matter how me go, she say she read that baby I saw. And she not make no joke, she say she not let go. No matter how me go, she say she race clock up, wine like that. Baby, wine and stop. Wonder where you get a style like that. Me and tell me no one see you stop, girl. You shape like your buckle. All a buckle shape by your pierce level. No girl out there running like you, but them would have had if them would have fire. Now let go. Amigo, she say she read that baby I saw. And she not make no joke, she say she not let go. No matter how me go, she say she read that baby I saw. And she not run no joke. I have never ever seen another girl like this way. And don't you even bother to get a number, because the sexy girl is with me. Now let go. No matter how me go, she say she read that baby I saw. And she not make no joke, she say she not let go. No matter how me go, she say she read that baby I saw. And she not run no joke. Now let go. No matter how me go, she say she read that baby I saw. And she not run no joke, she say she not let go. No matter how me go.
Yes, massive wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And it's you too.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. I hope you all are having a great afternoon here. Good morning to everybody on the other side. Thank you for joining me here this afternoon on Let's Pop with Ewoton. And also I have a beautiful, amazing guest who's going to introduce himself. But the topic is Africa still independent? We're going to have some discussion about that and basically how we can basically talk about that in regards to figuring out the fact that Africa is still being controlled and how we can redefine that in regards to this conversation. Thank you so much, everybody joining us live on TikTok, StreamYard, and all the social apps. Remember to download our app on Google Store and stream live on StreamYard. That's www.blackheartfornetwork.com. I hope you're strong. I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited about this conversation. Remember, you are the change that you need to see in the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep in touch and put in the comments in regards to everything they're talking about. I'm going to introduce my amazing guest today. Thank you so much for coming. I think people definitely know you, but yes.
Maybe for those who don't know me, this is
For those who don't know you, yeah.
This is Dimore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here every day, 7:30, and every Saturday
Yeah.
from 12 to 2, talking about Africa. I actually talk about Africa. All I do is talk about Africa.
Really nice. That's why I was like, I think you could be an interesting guest because I'm like also learning more about Africa and about how it has been basically a hotspot about the power Africa has. So I'm like with you here. Also, I'm going to gain a lot of perspective in regards to everything to do with Africa in the economic, social world, and also the government, and basically also the leaders. So I'm really excited about the topic of the day, and I was researching a bit about it, and I got this beautiful, amazing lady, Dr. Arikana Chihobori. I think she was the U.S. ambassador, ex-U.S. ambassador from AU, and she was actually cut off because she started speaking like the facts about how the West and the Eastern world are definitely controlling Africa. So I feel like I'm gonna play a short video to it, and I know basically you have a lot of perspective in regards to this, and then we're gonna talk about it and have a good conversation about it to basically enlighten a lot of people who feel like we need help from the Western world, which we basically do not need that because everything is here.
they actually need our help. Yeah, they actually need our help. And when you say that, we're not even speaking, I always say we're not even speaking in hyperbole.
Yeah.
We're speaking reality.
Right.
Because if you look at the way the current world runs, the way they say it runs, they say most of the economies in the world claim that their currency is backed up by gold. When you look at the Federal Reserve of the United States, you look at most currencies, most financial systems in the world claim that they are backed by gold. But then if you look at the gold, if you look at the minerals, if you look at the resources, one, it's a lie. They are most of the economic systems are not backed by gold. They are backed by nothing. If you look at the US dollar, for example, it's
what do you mean the economic system is not backed by gold?
It is not really backed by anything. What I mean is, conventionally, traditionally, according to the way they tell us, they speak about if I have 100. So this is what they say in the books. If I have 100 shillings with me, then there is gold worth 100 shillings in the bank. That's how it's supposed to be. Because money is a representative of value. It's a measure of value. So the 100 shilling note that I have is supposed to have 100 shilling worth of gold in the central bank.
So that's not true.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah, it's supposed. So if you have 500 shillings in your pocket right now, there's supposed to be 500 shilling worth of gold.
Yeah, in the bank.
In the bank, that is what they say. That is why part of the lie that they say is that when you look at monetary systems, monetary value, part of the lie is that money can't be added to an economy. For example, if Kenya has 2 trillion running in the economy right now, it can't go above that.
Right.
It's not supposed to go below, and it is not supposed to go under that. That is why if you look at the characteristics of money, one of the characteristics of money is supposed to be durable.
Right.
So that's why it's not supposed to be added or removed.
Right.
But that's not what happens. So that is why you see, for example, if you go to the bank today to withdraw money, you're gonna get new notes.
That is so true. Time. Yes.
So what happens is they ban I don't know if in Kenya I know they do.
Okay.
So if I took 100 note to the bank, an old one, they're gonna ban that one.
Okay.
And then reprint a
new one.
Yeah, that's why banning money is a crime. You can get if you are found destroying money, it's a crime. So the economic system really is a lie because of the way they make it look like no more money can be printed. If you print more money, your economy will fall. They give examples of Zimbabwe with how its earlier currency failed and they went to the US dollar. And after the US dollar, now they went into the Zimbabwean gold. That they launched the other day that is going to fail. By the way, it's going to fail terribly.
Okay.
The Zimbabwean gold, the ZiG.
Why is that?
Because one, they're claiming it's being backed by gold still. That's why it's called the Zimbabwean gold.
That's what they're claiming.
The second thing is people are not confident about it. There are claims that people are refusing to take the ZiG as a, money is a measure of value.
That
if I'm selling you this tablet, it's worth maybe 10,000 Kenya shillings.
Yeah.
When I give you, I expect you to give me something worth 10,000 Kenya shillings.
Yeah.
So people are not sure if the ZiG is going to last for the next 3 months. They don't even know if it's going to last for the next 1 year.
Right.
So they are refusing to take it as a measure of payment. And one of the primary characteristics of currencies is it has to be acceptable by both parties.
That is true.
A medium of exchange.
Yeah.
Me and you have to agree that this is $100.
Yeah.
Like now, if you're not agreeing, then how is that currency going to stand? It's going to fail. So that's why most Zimbabweans are preferring the US dollar because they are sure that one will stand.
Wow.
But the ZiG, nobody's sure about it.
Right.
And that's one of the challenges that we have with African countries trying to set up a new currency. It's the issue of that trust. Can I trust this currency?
Right.
And then there's a lot of the world runs on propaganda.
That
so
is
there's
true.
A lot of propaganda that is going to be spread by, for example, in Zimbabwe, by the West. It's going to be a lot of news, speculations that the ZiG will fall, and people will buy the propaganda and believe that the ZiG will fall and they will not accept it.
Right.
So if Kenya tomorrow launched a new currency, instead we're done with the shilling is British currency.
Okay.
That is why you hear the Kenya shilling, the Ugandan shilling.
Yes.
The shilling is the Tanzanian shilling. It's a common denominator in all those countries because it's a British currency.
Okay.
it's only in countries that were colonized by the British.
Okay.
Some British currency. So
Okay.
if Kenya was to decide today that they are going to move away from the shilling
Mhm.
and maybe going to something else,
Yeah.
let's call it the Kenya. What do we call it? East Africa was thinking of launching something they call the Shiafra.
Shiafra.
The Shiafra was supposed to be the new East African currency.
Mhm.
It was supposed to be launched last year.
Okay.
It's to be launched. So if Kenya was to try and launch that,
Mhm.
then a lot of propaganda would start being spread on social media,
Right.
on mainstream media about how the new currency will fail, blah blah blah, and then people will not have confidence in it, and
Right.
then it will fail
So
because nobody
who-
wants to.
Where is the propaganda coming from? From the
The propaganda is coming
British
from,
people?
from the British people. Just that a small constituent of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
They are. So let me give you a little bit of context.
Okay.
It's 1944. 1944, not many African countries were independent. In Kenya was just about to declare the state of emergency, which was declared in 1952. Tanzania was under British colonialism. Congo was under the French.
Okay.
So colonialism was still at large.
Okay.
There was a meeting in Bretton Woods. There's a place called Bretton Woods.
Mm.
So they had a meeting in Bretton Woods, and in that meeting they set up what are called the Bretton Woods institutions. They are called the Bretton Woods institutions because they stem from the Bretton Woods conference.
Right.
It was a conference that happened in Bretton Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And in that conference, they claim, if you look at they came up with a paper, the Bretton Woods paper that talks about the things they created.
Yeah.
And among the things they created were international monetary organizations.
Okay.
Among them was the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund,
Mm-hmm.
and several other organizations. They are called the Bretton Woods institutions.
Okay.
So in the Bretton Woods paper, they talk about the institutions were created to help uplift poor African countries. They use the word developing countries.
Okay.
But then
uplift them from what?
Poverty. But
Which
then
Africa was not poor.
Actually, Africa was not independent then. So it doesn't even make sense setting up bodies in 1944 to work towards the independence, the uplifting of African states. African states were not. I don't know if there was a single African country that was independent in 1944.
Okay.
There wasn't. I might be wrong. You can correct me if you're watching. I'm not sure there was.
Right.
So how can you create a system to uplift African countries that are not even independent? They are under you. You know, Kenya was under the British. Uganda was under the British. The only country that wasn't under anybody was Ethiopia.
Yeah.
It really is still alive because they were also under somebody. Just that it has been. They say Ethiopia was never colonized, but in real sense it was.
It was.
Yeah. So the Bretton Woods institutions were created to allegedly uplift African countries.
Yeah.
The world runs on the Bretton Woods system right now.
Okay.
That's why it doesn't even make sense sometimes explaining to someone how the US has debt in US dollars, as in they owe money in US. It's the US, but it has debt in US dollars. And so you'll be like, who does the US owe?
Yeah.
How can you owe yourself?
Yeah, how can you owe yourself?
Yeah, you might ask that. The US is the US has the world's biggest loan, if I'm not
really now.
It has a huge public debt, bigger than that of Africa combined.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong.
And they owe that to themselves?
Nah.
As you said right now.
Yeah, you might ask, how does the US owe itself?
Yeah.
But then even the US is not the US. It also runs under the Bretton Woods institution. That's why if you look at a US dollar, behind the US dollar is written a Federal Reserve note. It's not a US note, it's a Federal Reserve.
Okay.
And then if you were to look at the people who own the Federal Reserve, they are different people from the government.
Yeah.
So the Bretton Woods system is what runs the world.
Bretton Woods system.
Yeah, the Bretton Woods institutions,
the
IMF, the World Bank. You come to Africa, you'll meet the world. You come to Africa, you'll get African Development Bank.
Yeah.
So what happens is there was somebody. There's
Hold on, Dimore. Let me give you guys some slight clarification. So you guys are struggling with the Bretton Woods Accord and the IMF, the World Bank, and the Federal Reserve Bank, and the debt in America. Debt in America is over $100 trillion. It will never be able to be paid back. Reason why, like Dimore is saying, is debt more than any place else is because the bank was created by the Rothschilds. and the Rockefeller. See, now we're talking about world power. Who actually runs the world? These banks, these banks are controlled by a certain group of people. The Kenyan bank, the Nigerian bank, those are all owned and controlled by the Rothschild family. All central banks on the planet. So they the ones. The reason why it doesn't fail, it doesn't collapse on itself. It's going to eventually collapse, but they can extend it for long periods of time because they are the only people on the planet that get to print money from nothing. They're the only people. So that's why when other people try to create currencies, they're invaded and murdered. Like when Saddam, somebody's going to create his own gold dinar in Iraq, they went and killed his ass. You're not going to do it. Libya said, we're going to make an African currency. You're not going to do it. We're going to come murder you. So they're the only people that have control over the printing press. And so the other countries have been trying to get away from that slowly, but they don't want to be attacked. And the skin. Go ahead, Dimore.
Thank you, Keith, for the clarification. So I was just explaining about the Bretton Woods system and how it ended up making Africa poor. So there was a gentleman who was called John Perkins, and he wrote a book called the Confessions of an Economic Hitman. So he talked about how they were being used to influence developing countries into a debt trap. Because if you look at Africa right now, Africa is in a big debt trap. That's why you look at Nigeria's economy is collapsing. Nigeria's economy is collapsing. Yesterday, Nigerians were on the streets protesting about the high cost of living. That's why Ghana's economy is collapsing. They just
Why is the Ghana economy collapsing?
So let me explain that.
Yeah.
It's because of the debt trap that has been set. So the debt trap is economic hitmen would go to developing countries. They would come to Kenya, and then they would sell what are called white elephant projects. For example, they come to Kenya and they'll convince Kenya that it needs a new state-of-the-art airport. While in real sense, Kenya does not need that right now. It needs investment in agriculture, investment in employment, But it will convince Kenya that it needs a new state-of-the-art airport that has escalators that take people out of the planes to the
They're not convinced them, Dimore. They're not convinced them. Shout out to Joby last year with the minister. They're not convinced. You're told to do it. You have no control of the country. They're not convincing anybody, Dimore. You're told to do it. Go ahead,
John. So they will tell you to do it, and if you don't do it, then you eliminate. And John Perkins talks about several presidents that were taken off for not following what they were told. So that is what I'm saying. If you look at Africa, it's full of white elephant projects. You're gonna find, a whole field of solar panels in Zimbabwe. You go to South Africa, you'll find they're constructing, the world's biggest dam. For nothing, those white elephant projects are for.
White elephant projects.
One is to put you in a debt trap without actually. So the goal is put you in debt without actually helping you. So I want to loan you money, but I don't want the money helping you. So I'm gonna convince you to buy an iPhone 14 with the money I lent you, but you don't have food.
Makes
so you don't have supper, but the money I'm giving you is
I should buy
15.
an iPhone 15, not food.
No, so you owe me 150,000 for the iPhone 15, and you don't have food, but you have to pay me.
I have to pay, which I don't have food, which is the basic thing.
So that's basically what they do. So they'll come to Kenya, they'll convince Kenya that it needs a 60-year-old railway, the SGR.
I wanted to talk about that. I was like, was that what part of it?
Yeah, that's part of the white elephant project. So it costed Kenya about 400 billion, if I'm not wrong. So they'll give Kenya that money, build an infrastructure that you don't really need. Windmills in stupid projects.
Exactly. You can have windmills and solar panels to power a country. It's absolutely absurd. It does not work. That's why these leaders are telling you they're going to do it, because they're forced to do it. It does not work. You can't fund it, and it's to make sure Africa stays underdeveloped. You can't use windmill and solar panel nonsense. They bring your fake ass global warming bullshit. That's a lie. But your leaders are going to take it because they're forced to take it. Talking about the global warming, these fake electric cars, all this stuff is a bridge to nowhere. So shout out to South Africa, who's forced to do it, and now they have power outages in the most developed country in Africa. They never had no power outages. They were forced to take these projects on, which put money back in white people's pocket, and now destabilize your country because it doesn't have effective power to grow itself. While they steal your coal and your real resources and take them back to Europe, so they'll have power. You sitting there with windmills and goopy ass solar panels. That doesn't power a country.
Yeah, so the White Elephant Project, for example, if you look at Ghana's economy, it failed. I told you Ghana's economy is going down.
Yeah, you say that right
so
now.
They were, the IMF loaned them out a lot of money, and instructed them to build, 10 hospitals a district.
Okay.
The money, of course, was
they
never
didn't actually need that, right?
It was actually never implemented.
Okay.
But now Ghana owes a lot of money to a point that it had to default on its loan.
Okay.
And you know what happens when you default on your loans?
What happens?
You will get blacklisted.
Okay.
You won't be given more loans. And you are already in a hole. So we have to borrow to pay debts.
Yes, that happens.
And now nobody wants to be blacklisted.
Yeah.
From the Bretton Woods system, because that is the
blacklisted. What's the reason putting you in a loan? What's the reason for putting you in a debt trap to begin with? What do they really want?
So to put the main reason they're putting you in a debt trap is this. Let me use Kenya as an illustration.
Okay.
So this is actual facts. You can check them out.
Okay.
For every 100 shilling the Kenyan government collects in taxes, for every 100 shillings, 80 shillings goes towards paying debt. That leaves 20 shillings for development, right?
Right.
Kenya still needs 40 shillings. Just a minute, Keith. Kenya needs 40 shillings for administrative costs, that is fuel, government vehicles, the administrative costs.
Yes.
So that is 120. So we are already at negative 20, right? It still needs another 40 shillings for recurrent expenditure, pay salaries to teachers, pay salaries to doctors. So we are at negative 60. We have not used a single shilling on development,
right?
And we are at negative 60. So for every 100 shilling Kenya collects, it needs to borrow 60.
Yeah.
In order to run, not develop.
No.
We've not developed.
No.
Run.
Right.
So the main reason for putting you in a debt trap is you're gonna use your every last penny to pay debts, and now you have nothing left for development. And mark me, the leaders have not yet stolen. The money has not yet been stolen yet.
Yeah.
And they will.
Yeah.
So for every penny.
So now, Dimore, what they really want is your resources. They want the resources. They gave you fake money that they print. Remember, Ewoton, they print the money from nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing back, and I just got a printing press. I decide the inherent value of it. It's backed by nothing. So now I take nothing and come buy your real resources. See, the thing is to get you in a debt trap. So now I get to buy your coltan plant. I get to buy your land. I get the real own. It's looting. It's how you loot a country. It's the looting of Africa. So Africa's wealthy, but no Africans own it. It's the looting of a continent because you have parasites. That's who they are. They're parasitical. So it's the looting of a continent. So if you dare try to break free, that's when they try to come, as Dimore told you, economic hitman, they come to kill you. Once you try to start break free of their spider web, where they completely parasite up your back and your people's back, they're going to come kill you. That's why they create that fake democracy. They control whoever wins in your elections, they win because they control both of them. There's no free ending. So when you have a real revolution, like a Burkina Faso, a Niger, or Mali, it becomes a threat because that's going to start the dominoes fall all throughout Africa. And they can't have that if they're going to maintain control because Africa fuels the world. Without Africa, all fake systems collapse. That's why China was made to come into Africa. Because the same people created what you call China. China's not an independent country. It was created by the same people. They're not no Chinese miracle. They just got rich. 30 years ago, China was impoverished. Then nobody just decided, we're going to make China just going to start becoming rich. No, they went in and they developed it because they were draining the West with all the debts that Jib was telling you and moving the empire east by still controlling Africa. That's why you see all of a sudden Last 20 years, they used the Chinese and now start coming in, putting Africans in the same kind of debt traps. It's the same game, different player, but they control both players. They control it all. People that run the banks, they're trying to run the world. Every war, I want you to look this up real quick. See, every war is a banker's war. Then we understand the governments don't own the banks. Who owns the banks? Now you start to understand who actually runs the world. Say, every war is a banker's war. Every war is not an accident, Ewoton. It's to make profit, to make money. They don't mind killing people. Every war is a banker's war. Now you need to know who owns the banks. As Dimore was just saying, the U.S. federal government, with that debt, we don't own the banks. Federal government don't own no banks. Every war is a banker's war. Now, if you know who owns the banks, you know who actually owns the world, who runs it. See, your presidents are nothing but puppets. Like Joe Biden's a puppet. Ruto is a puppet. All the African leaders are puppets. That's why Dimore just told you got to do what the IMF tells you. Just like Joby showed the video with the other guy from Kenya. Then you know IMF and the World Bank dictates policy in Kenya, not your elected officials. They don't dictate nothing. The banks dictate what they're going to do in Kenya, or in Nigeria, or in Ghana, or in Angola, South Africa, Zimbabwe. So who owns the banks? Go ahead, Dimore.
As you taking on that, you had asked me a question of whether Africa is truly independent, right? Was that a question?
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Dimore, what'd you say?
Nah, it was Eve who had asked. She had asked me a question on whether I think Africa is truly independent.
Yeah.
It's a very straightforward answer, especially considering the systems. You know, systems that run Africa. They are all foreign systems. So how can you be truly independent when the systems that you have are yours? You know, the financial systems, the judicial systems, the education systems, the religious systems. All of those systems are foreign systems. You look at the financial systems. I told you the financial system that runs the world is the Bretton Woods system.
Yeah.
Why do you think you got these Africans still wearing them goopy wigs? Africans wear these goopy wigs every time.
How are you independent when you can't even
look, it's not just Kenya. Real quick, by Dimore explained it. Say images of Africans with these judge wigs on.
Yeah, they always wear white.
All of them got them. Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa. All these countries got them. Means you're controlled in the head and you are a moron.
Images of Africans?
Images of Africans with judicial wigs on. You see, it's all not just Kenya, all of Africa. Look crazy.
The system that runs Africa is really foreign. How then can we be independent?
That's what he's showing you. You see that?
A single system that runs for us.
Yeah, your screen every time. Let us all see the goopy wig. That means your mind is like your religion. Your mind is fucked up. You can't control nothing. Your mind is already captured. Their minds are captured. What Dimore's telling you. Everybody's talking about those. See that? Everybody, you see them smiling with the white man's hair on their head, looking all crazy. If you got independent, why you still got that goopy wig on your head?
Right.
This is all throughout Africa.
What does it represent?
Come again?
What, like the white wigs?
Yeah, they wear the white wig because apparently they think that you can't make. You have to
because the white man made them wear in the beginning. The white man made them wear.
Really?
That's white man's hair.
There's no black wig they can put on.
Why do you think I was born in order to pass judgment? Come on, you don't even need one.
You don't need a wig. Look how crazy this
I know.
motherfucker wig on top of his head, little fat bastard. Right here in the middle. Look at this motherfucker. The wig on his head. No, understand, that means you got a colonized mind. And now the youth are finally asking this too. What are you doing? What is this? Your mind is like your religion. You colonized in the head. You have not. What is you? The Europeans don't even wear this shit no more. They stopped wearing this goofy wig, and you still doing it. Even they know it looks stupid. Because first you were forced to do it. Okay, you were forced to do it when you still supposedly colonies. But as you supposedly got free, you supposed to got rid of all this shit. But it's everywhere in Africa, and everybody laughs at. They know you are messed up in the head. The Asians openly laugh at it. You never see no Asian in their law system with none of these goofy wigs on. You see no Chinese man in China or Japan with this shit on their head. They look at you. They laugh at you.
They don't wear. They just don't wear the white.
Nah, that is just.
They don't
that
actually.
This I told you, every system that we have, even the education system, it teaches you lies from the moment you enter school. I was talking about this yesterday, that most Africans believe that if we were colonized for long enough, then we'd be more independent. Is that what we all grew up knowing?
Yeah, that is true.
Don't they tell us that South Africa is developed because the white man was there long?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's what they tell us.
That's what every African child grew up believing. That the white man brought us the roads. I mean, if the white man never came,
infrastructure,
in animals.
Yeah, that is true.
Roads,
that's in your school system. You know how dangerous that is. That's in your school system.
So even the education system, even the religious system, the education system tells you about how the colonial system.
It's actually in the books. That's so crazy.
We grew up knowing the colonials were actually not so bad. They were good. You know, that's what they tell us.
Yeah.
They tell us, I don't know, Ludwig Kraft brought what?
Yeah, he discovered. What do you mean he discovered and it was in Africa?
No, they say he was.
Because it's a lot. How can you discover some shit when there's people there? Your time.
No, they say he was the first man to see.
Yeah, the first man
to see. They don't even treat others as humans.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Africa is still independent.
And somebody might argue, but we have African systems. Somebody might tell you we have the African Development Bank, we have the IGAD, we have the EAC. The EAC is the East African Community, which was supposed to have its first president in 2020.
Okay.
According to what they had agreed.
Right.
So you might argue we have all those African systems. You know, the one that Raila is running for, the AUC. But then you look at all those so-said African organizations, you know, all of them, ECOWAS, IGAD, OAU, AU, and look at the financials of those institutions, and they're going to tell you that they get like 90%, not even 90%. In the national budget. Have you ever heard Kenya talking about contributing to the AU?
Not at all.
You're control.
And AU, you know how rich AU is.
Yes.
You know how rich UN is.
Yes.
You know how rich EAC is. Who fund it.
Yeah.
You know, so you might talk about we have African institutions. You know, the African Development Bank is looking out for us. African Development Bank, you don't even fund it. How is it your bank when you don't fund it? How is it your organization when you don't fund it? You don't know where the funding comes from. Look at their website; they're going to tell you they get their funding. If you look at you were to check where does the AU get its funding from, they're going to tell you they get their funding from well-wishers.
Well, okay.
Do you think they are really well-wishers?
No.
That's why you look at the AU, you look at the IGAD, you look at those institutions. The only time, for example, 260-something kids were kidnapped in Nigeria the other day.
Yes.
Nobody spoke, not the IGAD.
Is it the Chibok girls?
No.
Chibok girls?
Those ones were in 2013. I'm talking about last month.
Okay.
Last month, 260-something. ECOWAS never spoke.
About it.
EU never spoke.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke. Wait until there is a coup somewhere. That's when ECOWAS comes out with all its, you know, that if you look at the agendas, if you look at the things they do, for example, there is a war going on in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
There is a war going on in DRC right now.
Exactly right.
Going on.
Hold on for a minute, Dimore. Let me read this comment. Exactly right. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, and religion, sex and war. They control all of it. We are exactly. We all dictated by Mzungus. We are in an open air prison. You got that goddamn right. All of it. See, Mame, I'm glad you put religion for Ewoton. She doesn't know. I'm glad you
Oh my
put that for her.
gosh.
That religion shit. That's all
Thank
make
you.
money. But anyway, economics, education. This is what Joby was asking me,
Yeah.
the pillars that they control. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law. See him with the goopy wigs? That's your law. Law. Politics, religion, sex, and war. All dictated by the Muslim.
Religion is in capital of all of them.
And I see Big Cheese talking. I saw Big Cheese talking
Yeah.
about how our men are messed up.
Yeah.
And this is actually true because it's not just messed up, it's conditioning that has. I gave an example of my own. I gave this example on my show of my mom.
Okay.
There was a time she was sick
Mm-hmm.
and we took her to a hospital.
Okay.
And there was a time we had Cuban doctors in Kenya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
So
I
she
definitely
met one
remember
of
that.
those. She
Yeah.
met one of those Cuban doctors,
Yeah.
and they treated her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a white doctor.
Yes.
You should see how happy she was. She was 100% sure she's getting healed. Treated her. She
Right.
was so happy.
Right.
She believed that was
She's gonna
healing.
get better.
I mean, a Mzungu doctor treated her,
Yeah.
and the white savior mentality, I call it a white savior mentality in Africa, is so deep. To a
Very
point that we
deep.
saw what happened with Mr. Beast. He came to Africa and everybody was seeing you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's conditioning that has been there for. I can't sit down with my mom
Mm-hmm.
and tell her today that no, the African doctor is better than the white doctor. She won't
Yeah.
believe me.
Yeah.
She's been
Well,
conditioned.
she wanted, damn, see that, and the more I can bring the facts because the best doctors on the planet are Nigerians, not Cuba. That's hands down. Everybody knows. That's the world knows that. So if the more tells them an African is better than a white man, she kicked the more. Get your ass out the house. Talking about.
Yeah. So it's conditioning that has been there.
Did she
for
get better
years.
though?
Yeah, she got better.
Okay.
At least she got better. The Cuban doctor, at least was not one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right.
She heard that the Cubans were getting kicked out the other day, and
Yeah.
she was sad.
Oh my.
So
Really
she made
now?
friends with her.
She said but she not sad about the Kenyans being treated like shit over in Cuba.
No, forgive her, kid. She's been conditioned for 6
Of course,
years.
I know, Dimore.
That's a lot of
I know,
years.
I know.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has
It's
grown
not
up
her fault.
knowing the white man is superior.
Yeah.
As an African, is inferior.
Yeah.
So
See?
there's no way.
Yeah.
See, but Dimore, you see how dangerous that mindset is. That's why they fall into that goop. I hate that not beating you up here. That's why they fall back into that goopy religion because it shows you white man. They believe that white people are superior, and the real thing, they're actually inferior to you. You imagine teaching Dimore's mom the truth that the white man's actually inferior to her. She'd probably go jump off a bridge or something.
That would be traumatizing the old woman. I wouldn't dare tell her. Let her believe the lie.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wouldn't dare
Of
start
course.
telling her about that.
Yeah.
She's so deep, and that is just
Yeah.
she's just a representation
Of
of
course.
most Africans.
Yes.
Even even young Africans, most of them still believe. That's why you saw the research they did the other day, and they were saying that 60% of African youth want to leave Africa.
Yes.
It's the same thing, the white savior mentality is so deep that we believe only a Muzungu can solve our problems. That is why even you go to the contractors, you go to
This
roads,
restaurants sometimes how they treat the white people and
Yep,
the Africans.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta get racial. If you
In your
and a
own
Muzungu
country.
walk into a hotel in Kenya,
Yeah.
they are getting preferential treatment.
That is
You
true.
are not.
That is true.
That's a fact.
That's why I had to tell. When I sent them. I was constantly sending them down to Tanzania, but I had to train Joby and Katie at that time. You don't allow nobody white to disrespect you. Stand on your own, and you get treated like a human being. You are in Africa. They are the guest there. You're not no guest on your own goddamn land. And so what happened was when they got mistreated, they seen also how first time they seen how, of course, they knew that in Kenya too, how white people would show up after them in a restaurant and get served first by other African people because that mindset is so intrinsic because you've been conditioned to treat white people better than you treat your own people. And then when I had them in that hotel, well, that in that Airbnb, and that white man tried to take advantage of them, tried to talk to him crazy, and they went after him. He wasn't used to that. He wasn't used. Damn, I wish we had that on video. He wasn't used to African women standing up to his white ass, because they had called me and face chat me, because he's like, I think these girls have stayed in America or something. These are not African women. They so he was saying, I'm saying no, they haven't stayed in Africa. They just been taught by an African American man. We know your bullshit. The African still is encapsulated, like Dimore said, loving you, no good bastards. So right. I told them when you were they were getting mistreated by you with what you were doing, they were not going to tolerate it at all. They were going to put you in check. But shout out to little Katie. She was going up. How dare you talk to us like what you talking about? He was all, fat, sloppy German. He was all, what's going on? And they called me I said, listen, what you're going to do, you're going to refund these ladies money tomorrow. Because my money. You're going to refund these ladies money tomorrow. Because what they wanted to do, they wanted to gawk at them, had them outside cooking in front of mosquitoes, so these nasty ass white men could look at them sexually. But they knew, not to allow this to happen. But I was proud of them because they spoke up. And they had another Kenyan lady who was all cowardly and scared. I can't go, I can't leave, I can't. Another Kenyan lady that he was abusing, because that's the mindset. So when he came across Joby and Katie giving them that work, he's like, these girls must have lived in America or something. What the fuck is going on? Because they used to, like Dimore said, you giving them reverence, being docile, licking their ass. They treat you like shit. That's usually your behavior. So when he didn't get that one from Joby and Katie, he was completely messed up in the head. Like, what's happening here? Well, how you goopy niggas talking to me? I'm a white man. I'm Jesus, niggas. He said, nah, no, you're not. So
right.
We're not like them here. Sorry for us.
Right. Big cheese is saying.
I actually think we have reverse racism in Africa, because you saw that in Nigeria, right? When they had that mall, Chinese mall, that was there for years. It was just closed the other day, and it was just closed because it became so wild in the internet. So we had a Chinese mall in Nigeria that nobody who's not Chinese would go into.
Yeah, I remember it was closed recently.
We had that racism case in Kenya with that club, the Alchemist, where they had
I want to talk about that right now.
The blacks line up in a different, like in Kenya,
and they would let the white people go in, even though if you don't have an ID, if you're white, you're gonna go in. But if you're in Africa or African, you have to show them their ID.
You've been taught to work.
And it was closed down for like 2 months. It was 2 months or 3 months last year.
So it's almost like
last year.
Did you guys close it down?
They did close it down because guys were complaining on social media.
For like a day or two.
No, I think a month.
It's now.
2 days.
2 days.
No,
for 2 days. It was open. It's open right now.
No, I know it was open, but the thing happened last year by one. It was closed for a month.
Actually, what Kenyans said.
Did it happen again?
If you get mistreated in the Alchemist, don't go there. Go to a different club. That's what.
I used to go.
It's not that you don't go there. You don't allow that kind of treatment. You don't.
What happened to me?
You don't say as an African, I don't go there. You're an African. You don't allow nobody to put you in the back of the line and say you can't come in. Then you tear the shit down to the ground. You don't allow nobody to come treat you as a second-class citizen in your own land. You don't allow that. They know you do it, so that's why they do it in your face. They play in your face until you grab a backbone like Katie and Joby did. You don't tolerate that.
Yeah. I agree with him.
People treat you how you teach them to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. That's why you could never open a club in China or America, say blacks only, and you Chinese people stay outside. First of all, they're gonna kill you. Second of all, they're gonna burn your shit down to the ground.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Why you think that guy in Nigeria thought he could get away with opening up a whole mall in Nigeria and say no black, and had black guards, black moronic ass niggas guarding other black people out of. The African mind has been so damaged through colonialism. It's crazy. You got the African guard saying, "What? Ain't nobody black coming in? Ain't open the door. All black people coming in here." They're so messed up in their head. Say, no, the Chinese don't want you in here. You're gonna guard, so you're gonna be the slave master for your slave. It is crazy. I'm glad they shut it down. They need to burn it down to the ground. But the Chinese have tried this in every country they've gone to. Kenya, they did it down in Zambia. When they found about that, the restaurant said, "No, we don't allow you people in here." He said, "What you mean you?
Wow.
What do you mean you people?" He said, let me do me a favor, airtime real quick.
Okay.
Go on YouTube real quick and say Zambians say Zambian man not allowed in a Chinese restaurant in Zambia. And the funny part about it, I told you, he was married to a Chinese woman. You marry these people, you morons. Now realize that don't change how they feel about you and your people. So you traitors to your own people. You haven't even goddamn changed. You haven't changed the mindset of no one else. So he walks in and the guy said, "Hey, you can't come in." He said, "What you mean?" He said the Chinese man told him no foreigners in here. No, I'm Zambian. You the foreigner? What do you mean? I'm Zambian. He said, I mean no niggas, no black people. Like what? So then they also had a barbershop, all kind of shit in Zambia. They would not allow black people in there. You have morons think the Chinese come to help you. You haven't learned. And nobody come to help black people.
Doing a serious video. Yeah, I'm talking about a serious matter. So bear with me, my subscribers.
She's in England. She's Zambia.
In this video, I will be talking about what transpired on Saturday in Zambia. When a Zambian man went
to with a Chinese wife.
Watch this video.
And
courtesy of Movie TV.
She can come in the restaurant, but he can't. Like what?
Right.
Are bold enough to film this series, and then I will make my commentary.
Because you're the same.
Imagine being called a foreigner in your own country by a foreigner. Well, that's the predicament of a male Zambian national who has chosen to remain anonymous.
See, they want
The
to
man
see if
was on Saturday turning away from a Chinese restaurant and shop called Lanterns in Lusaka's Long Acres for being black and a foreigner in his own country. The man was in the company of his Chinese wife and now explains.
These two other guys were in front of us. They went in, these Chinese nationals. They went in. So when my wife and I were going in, there was this lady behind the counter. She was shouting something. She was yelling something. So for me, I just looked at her, but then I couldn't understand. So I walked in again. Then she repeated the same phrase.
Pause it for a second.
So at this time, I looked at my wife because she was looking in my direction. So I looked at my wife. My wife had stopped moving. So I asked her, what is she saying? So the lady said, foreigners are not allowed in this shop. So I thought to myself, in my mind, I was like,
so,
how does she
I
know
want to
my
say
wife
something real quick. Pause it for a second, Ewoton. Pause it for me. What I'm letting you know, this is not an accident. Them trying to recolonize Africa for white people and the cats that run the banks. They know that you're docile and you worship everybody, but African people, you wear goofy white wigs. You love these white people and Asians. They're trying to say, can we recolonize you dumb niggas again?
Yeah.
It's on purpose. It's not no accident what they're doing. These are called test runs to see if you would put up with it. What would be your response to being mistreated again by other group of people in your own land? Will you allow us to come in and dominate your stupid ass again, like white people did? So this is not that. That's why they're being allowed to do this. So we want to see your response.
Right. It's intentional, right? Yeah.
They're not doing it because it's an accident.
It's not an accident. Jiva is saying with a Chinese wife, but he doesn't understand Mandarin. What the fuck, dude? Lost all the way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't understand the language she's talking to his dumb ass, and his wife can go. His wife is getting treated better in his own country than he is. And he still sees an African, he's still all nice and calm and polite and all that dumb shit as he's been disrespected. You know, my wife told me I wasn't allowed to come in as an African. Moran, you're supposed to be in there talking about how can we burn this shit down to the ground.
That is so true. That is so true.
So redefining Africa. That was you were talking about redefining.
Yeah, like how do we like stop this? You know, it's not right.
It's one. No matter what we do, no matter what we might claim to do, with the current infrastructure, the current system, nothing is going to work.
Okay.
If Kenya was to launch a new currency tomorrow and say we're done with the shilling is the British currency. If we were to say we launch a new currency tomorrow, it's gonna fail.
Okay. The propaganda
that is behind.
Yeah.
If you were to say let's start creating jobs for the young people, the education system is going to fail them. You know,
right.
They are taught a lot of
crap.
Yeah, they are taught a lot of crap. There's no better word.
Yeah.
So with the current systems, no matter what we do, no matter what we put forward, it's still gonna fail. And I believe that if we woke up tomorrow and decided we need to invest in agriculture, with the current system, where are we even going to find the money to invest in agriculture?
Okay. Yeah.
All the money is going towards paying for debts that were used to construct 60-year-old railways and windmills and solar panels and fields and build churches and invite Benny Hinn. You know, we can't really do anything with the current. So I think on redefining Africa is there was
so all is gonna save Africa tomorrow now got to be all revolution. Same like the revolution. That's it. That's it.
It's about changing
the minds.
It's what Chinua Achebe was saying. Every problem that Africa faces is a political one.
Okay.
It has a political edge to it.
Okay.
The people dying from floods, if you look at
it,
there's a political edge to it.
Yes.
The government would have done better.
Sure.
The war in Sudan, political edge to it. You look at you not having money right now.
Yeah.
There's a political edge to it.
Right.
You know? So if we change, if we work on changing the systems, having systems that work for us, having better education systems that teach maybe the kids on things like STEM, you know, science, technology, mathematics.
That's the educational system.
Robotics.
Right?
Why are we never taught robotics? You know, things
right?
Like those, you know, rather than teaching on non-entities, because we are taught a lot of non-entities, things that will not really help you in any way.
Okay.
So
you're fine. You're fine.
Africa, then the thing you need to do is have African systems running African countries.
Okay.
Have our own financial system. Have our own financial system for a start.
Okay.
It's what Patrice Lumumba, I know there's another PLO Lumumba in Kenya, not this one.
Yeah.
The original Patrice Lumumba from Congo was talking about, when they met in 1961, talking about having a common African government for one.
Yes.
We don't have to have one president.
Okay.
We can have what is called a weaker government. A weaker government means we can still run the way we run, you know, with every African country. So this is
every African country would be now a state tomorrow. They don't want
just a minute. So I actually think
one country. Not the northern country, not let's make sure we stipulate, not North Africa. Those are invaders. They don't want to be part of us.
I know he has a personal vendetta with Morocco. I also do. I don't like Moroccans at all.
It's not a personal vendetta. I'm not talking. I've been to Morocco.
No, mine is personal.
I'm talking about Morocco, Algeria, Libya, and
mine is personal.
Those people are invaders, Dimore. Those are Arabs who invaded Africa and enslaved Africans. That's the problem. They're not Africans.
Yeah, so I was talking about having a weaker government. I mean, it's more practical to have that because, one, we can have each and every African country having its own president as we do.
No.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
That's not going
Let's listen to him.
I gotta stop you, Dimore.
No. You can't stop my opinion. It's my opinion.
No. That's what Kwame coming. You don't want to do that because those presidents set up their own little fiefdom like you see now, Dimore. No, you can be a governor of Kenya, not a we need one president of Africa, not no bunch of different presidents. That becomes a fiefdom like it is now.
Sharing.
The whole thing was to get a unified. You can be a governor of Kenya, but not the president. No damn more.
It's okay. Let me.
Go
That's
ahead.
just my opinion on. We can have. It's actually what Nkrumah suggested.
Okay.
If you look at the speeches, we can have a weaker government, a weaker African government. What I mean by weaker is not weaker in terms of weak.
What does it mean?
Means is it makes majority of the economic decisions. It makes a majority of the military decisions. And it makes a majority of administrative decisions. Okay. But the African president does not have to know. Does not have to be involved in the day-to-day running of Congo, the day-to-day running of Ghana, the day-to-day running. You know, he's involved in.
You have a governor. You run it like America, Dimore. You're not a president. You are a governor. You see how big America is, or Russia is. See how big it is.
He's saying, I agree, like the USA.
Yeah. So we have every.
He's talking about
just a minute.
Not tribalism, Dimore.
So it's. I would.
It's not going to work.
Like just a minute, kid. I would suggest that.
He's agreeing with you, kids. Jiba, is Jiba agreeing with you?
I know Jiba is gonna agree with you.
So,
listen, kid. Allow me.
Listen, Ewoton. This is what Africans. This is what the leaders when they got. I'm gonna allow them to talk. Give me a second. I'm gonna allow you. This is what they wanted. Ewoton. In the beginning, they wanted a United States of Africa, one president, and all these other countries, you'd have governors in it, same like America. Let me finish. You'd have one military. You gotta have only. You can't have a bunch of presidents with one military. It won't work. Only the president gotta have control of the one unified military. Ewoton. You can have a bunch of people in the pot. The president has got to have control of the power of the country. So to operate correctly,
we should have a common African leader. You can call him the president, you can call him whatever. Who's going to be in charge? I say three things: economic decisions, military decisions, and administrative. So that means if you go to war with Ghana, you're going to war with the.
You're not going to go to war with Ghana no more. You're united.
It's an example.
I'm saying if you go to war with Ghana, you're going to war with the whole of Africa. It's not Ghana that is going to declare.
But it's not going to be no Ghana no more. It's not going to be Ghana. It's going to be United States of Africa.
You're not letting me.
Ghana is just a state inside the country. Like Kenya is a state inside the country. So you're not going to war against Ghana. You're going to get You're going to war against all of Africa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's got to be run.
If you want
to be run by one military, one president.
You can have Congo, then you don't go speak to Congo.
Right.
You go speak. I would suggest
to the weaker government.
You go speak to the bigger government. So the presidents, you can call them presidents, governors.
It's like a board.
Call them whatever you want. They will just be involved in the maybe day-to-day running of Kenya, day-to-day running of Uganda. But so that's what if I was sitting in,
those are governors. They would no longer become presidents. President power. No, they would be
governors, call them senators, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Let them be involved in the just day-to-day.
No, you can't call them whatever you want. You got to make a system. The more you can just call them anything you want. You're talking about a system.
You don't have to have the same opinion.
It's not a fact.
We don't have to have the same opinion.
You got to make with not opinion. You got to make a system that's going to work, Dimore. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The name is an entity. Whatever you call them is not really important. What is important is the system one.
Listen, you have one president. He has a cabinet from all parts of Africa. Comes as the Treasury Secretary, the Transportation Secretary, Economic Secretary, whatever. And the countries will have governors now. They wouldn't have presidential power anymore. That would go to one central president because you can't have one military unless you got that.
Oh my gosh.
It's
So you would have exactly. So in order for this to work, Dimore, you only can have one president. You're talking about confusion. So what that would allow you to do, Ewoton. So now you have certain sectors within Africa would be the best. So maybe Kenya would be best as the tech sector. of Africa, right? Maybe Congo would be the best for agriculture of Africa.
Uganda,
Maybe so the mineral mining would be in the best sectors for mineral mining in Africa. So you would have certain sectors, and Africans can live anywhere they want to. Like I'm from California, but I live in Florida, which is 3,000 miles away. So you as an African, you can live anywhere you want to live, wherever the opportunity sent you. Here, I say you're born in Kenya, but your opportunity found you in Namibia or South Africa or Nigeria. That'd just be a state that you allowed to go anywhere you wanted to go. Because instead of being a Kenyan, you're now a United States of African citizen. You're not a Kenyan. So you can go all throughout Africa and relocate any area that's best for you and your dreams now, every time. If you want to do technical, Kenya's now set up as the technical sector. You want to do agriculture, now you go down to that area of Africa that's full of agriculture. You have different sectors which are better planned for that technology. And so you have one area where everybody goes to learn military training because you're defending all of Africa. The system that Dimore set up would not work. It's confusion. It wouldn't work.
We do not have to agree on that. Personally, I'm still standing.
It's not agree. It won't work. I'm not saying I agree. It won't work, Dimore.
You can. Personally, I would not want. This is my opinion. That has to be right.
Of course, it's an opinion. Of course,
because he's caught in tribalism.
No, it's not tribalism. I want the United States of Kikuyu.
How does he know Kikuyu?
Kikuyu is the tribe. So what I'm saying is,
right.
If we left, personally, I think having one person run the whole of Africa independently would not be practical.
Why not?
Listen, that's what he's saying right now.
That's why you have cabinets. You don't have them run everything. That's why you got one president in America, like one president in Russia. They're huge. You got one president in China. What are you talking about? You got confusion. Go ahead.
You're not letting me speak at all.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you look at the United States, for example, Keith, you know this. It's possible for one state to pass a law that another state has not.
Yeah. Right, Keith?
Yeah, but that's fine. That's exactly. Wait. So,
let me speak.
Wait. I'm agreeing with you, but like she said, but see, I can move if I'm not the. If that's what that's. Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. If you decide, if you're not the majority in that state, then that's the governor. You say, well, I don't like these laws. I'm free to move to any state in America.
What I'm saying is, we can have African, we can still have, I say you can call them presidents, governor. One, the borders will not be closed.
Okay.
Like me going to Uganda, I don't need a passport.
You can drive to Uganda.
It's the same. I don't want to call it confederation, whatever. It's the same block.
Yeah.
Only that it's not the same everything. Listen, kid.
Go ahead.
It's not practical for one person to be involved in the day-to-day running.
They're not. That's why you got. What are you talking about? The president of the United States is not involved in every day-to-day running of the whole country, Dimore. That's why you have governors. You have certain administrators. What are you talking the president of Africa will be involved in the big things of Africa, not whether you decide to drive from Kenya to Uganda. What are you talking about? That'd be a transportation secretary, and you have people under that. What are you talking about, Dimore?
Can we listen to Dimore?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Be quiet.
Please allow me to finish. Do not even allow me
to listen to his point first.
I'm saying each and every African country can have, for example, let's call them governors. Maybe Uganda has a governor.
Yeah.
Kenya has a governor. But they all fall under, they all report to the same part. It's more practical that way. Having a top person who they all report to, and then they will be involved in the day-to-day. You know, the how many people are there in Africa? Millions. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So it's, according to me, it's my opinion. It's not practical to have one person run all that. So we can have the governor of Uganda run the day-to-day. By day-to-day, I mean handle the current expenditure, handle the small.
Go ahead, Dimore.
Have run the recurrent expenditure, run the small administrative functions, and then there is now the bigger person, the African president, who calls the shot for the. I said three things, if you can remember: the economic decisions, the financial decisions, and administrative decisions. And under that, it is possible for Africa to have a common currency because it's one block divided into 54 sub-entities.
Right.
But one block
divided
under 54 sub-entities.
Yes.
So it's possible to have a common currency.
They
are not borders. First and foremost, there are no borders. I'm just from Kenya, you're from Uganda, but we are under the same block.
Of course.
So I can move. If maybe the governor of Kenya passes a law I don't like, I can go to Nigeria.
Yes.
So that way it's easier for the top body to focus on the bigger issues like knowing how we're gonna sell our minerals, rather than worrying about the doctors striking in Cameroon. Let the governor of Cameroon deal with that.
Okay.
Let the governor of Ghana deal with the small issues, as now the African president deals with how are we going to sell our cobalt, how are we going to kick the US out of Niger, because Niger is now under the African bloc, the United African bloc, only that it is a small sub-entity of the bigger bloc. So I think it would be easier that way. It would be easier for us to come up with a common currency, because I don't see why I would need a US dollar to trade between. For me to buy something from Cameroon, I need a US dollar. Why not have a currency that operates for
all the
have a common African
countries.
A common African passport, African visa. Yep.
We wouldn't need a visa to go to whatever.
If the visa is there at all, it's an African visa that allows you. For example, if I want to go to the US, I'll just get if somebody wants to come to Africa from the US, they'll get an African visa.
So true.
Because we are one block divided into sub-entities. The sub-entities is to allow easier administration for this.
What I told him, he just explained what I just said. I told you that's how the states run with governors. Florida is its own entity. Wait, now I'll let you talk. Let me finish now. Florida is its own entity, separate from California, separate from New York, separate from Texas. It runs its own financial system. But at Florida, you have a governor that runs that. Okay, that's what we're saying. The president of the United States doesn't deal with Florida independently. Of course not. He deals with the United States, not Florida, not California, not Texas, not whatever. So that's what we're saying. Under one, of course, you don't have one currency. You're now one country, United States of Africa, with Kwame Nkrumah and them all won it. The United States of Africa. The white man won it because that brings you back to power.
Yeah.
You don't want to have in the United States of Africa. That's why
we are actually saying the same thing, but in different ways.
That is so
and it's
true.
what Danny Harrison is saying
right now,
that we can have regional governors and representatives
yes,
that address the concerns of people in a given region. Like they can deal with that. It's me and Keith are actually saying the same thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Danny Harrison, for joining us. Big Cheese.
And Jiva Java is saying I don't want any Nigerians in my pocket.
Yeah. Danny Harrison is saying, how about a system that promotes corporate and state power working in tandem? This way, innovation, society, betterment, economics, and the protection of state secrets will be viable. And Big Cheese is saying 1 president and 53 witch doctors.
That's what I'm trying to teach him, Danny. Zach, you will have representation from every Kenya would now be like a state. Nigeria is a state. You'd have representatives from those states representing in one main function like a Congress. Then every state would also have a governor. So that would be the main person not dealing with the day-to-day things of Kenya or Nigeria. He's dealing with Africa as a whole, as a country. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're actually saying the same thing.
I told you. Yeah. You talking about, I don't think it would work. One person. Yeah. You will. That's how China works.
We need those subdivisions.
Russia works.
We need those subdivisions in order for the larger block to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be like India.
Then you'd have free movement. You go wherever you want to go at. You're not no longer Kenyan or this. I'm not a Californian. I'm American. You're now an African. So you lose the title and you go wherever you want to go. If you like it better, like your cousin in the Gambia, go to Gambia. You like it better in South Africa, and it stops all the xenophobia nonsense because it's one currency and the value is the same throughout Africa. Throughout, there's nobody coming to get your job.
Right. That is so true. Thank you so much. And also, before we're almost winding up, the question in regards to everything that we're talking about right now, how do you think we can be able to inform and educate this culture right now, the young generation right now? Because actually, not a lot of people really care about this or really don't know about this. And they're basically moving with the culture and the system that is basically being presented to them. What's your take on that?
But I think
the culture.
Yeah, if you open your eyes, you're gonna see, and Kid is going to tell you this, you're gonna see that there's been a shift.
Okay.
People are knowing things that we didn't know. That's why you saw they tried to postpone the elections in Senegal and people said no. That's why you see Nigerians around the streets because they can't tolerate high price of goods.
Yes.
Right.
See,
right.
There's an awakening happening.
People are there's been a general shift. That's why you see TikTok is about to get banned in Kenya.
Right.
So I think people are knowing. People are starting to know.
Right.
It's almost Kid talks about we have been in so many years of sleep. Like it's almost
you've been again. Understand the spiritual system as Africans. But real. The reason why you see Africans don't know, have been ignorant, you live in a state of sleep state right now. It's called the Yuga cycle.
Right.
So you've been in a sleep state, and now everybody, how do you know we're going to start awakening? Because you live in cycles of time. You had this ancient African. Sorry, I know what your goopy religions is African, right? Sorry, which is real. The African, you go through a period of sleep where you start to lose. Okay, imagine if your phone airtime loses power and it starts losing its functionality because it doesn't got that much power to it. It's not charged fully. It's almost like 1%, 2%. It's going to sleep. So that's how Africans have gone to sleep because our planet circulates around a second sun. We live in a dual. So we live in a I'm having a brain fart right now. There's a second sun that we're attached to called Sirius. As we move away from Sirius, we start as African people, we're attached to the sun. The sun is energy. So I told you we're light. Under your body, everybody said you could eat certain things, Ewoton. Can't be eating bugs on pizza and shit. Because you are a light being.
Okay.
You can't be eating bottom because you are complete light energy. So as we move, we're in a binary star system. As we move away from our main electric source, our big star, you see the sun out there. That's a small sun. We have a bigger sun that our sun is attached to. Oh, I'm on it. Let me show this because I'm on here. Let me show this real quick. So let me explain this to you. I'm on here myself. Let me see. Images of the binary star system from our star back to Sirius. Here we go. Show images. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's easy to show right there. Okay, here we go. This will be better. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
It'll be easy one to show. Okay, we live in the Africans knowing this thousands of years ago. This before they came with your goopy fake religions. This African science. It's not my science. Africans knew this thousands of years ago. So they knew we knew we go to sleep. Okay. Let me know when you guys can see my screen, my image.
Okay, we can see it.
Okay, I can use this one or this one. Okay, it's okay. But this shows it's a bigger star. Okay, this is probably better series. Okay, right here. I'll use this one for right now. I'll probably better use this. Okay, this is our sun right here. This is the star system series. You see a line? We are tethered, even though this sun here is 10 times bigger than our sun. They got the same sun. It's not. Okay? Our sun is tethered through this sun. That's why you're supposed to go outside the sun gates. You're not supposed to be putting on no damn suntan and all this crazy shit, right?
Okay.
So if I go, I probably should show it over here. Look at the bigger one right here. You probably better show this, but I'll use this one. It's easier right now. I'll use this one too. Anyway, okay. We go around in cycles, right? This is why see they already got it right there. The great year.
Yeah.
The Indians have copied this. They call it the Yuga cycle. The Yuga cycle. Same thing as the great. The Africans called it the great year and taught this to the world. Okay. The great year is 24 to 25,000 years to go around the whole time. That's called the great year. Okay, so as we go through space and time, and Sirius goes through space and time, as we go away from this sun here, let's say we go, because you see, presume we're going to come, this X, we're going to be here, the sun's going to be here, and all the planets behind the sun are right here, us. And the other Sirius is going to be right here. This starts to wake us back up because we get more energy air time. We're light beings. Okay, that's why they knew this is called the great year. As we go away from our bigger sun air time, we start going. So as we start, let's say we stay right here, right? To get the double X. Both suns are right here. One right here, right here. As our sun starts going away like this, all the way back to this end, we're further away from our energy. So like a phone, we start going to sleep. Yeah. As a people, mentally, because we have less energy. So I do we wake up because we're starting to go back up towards Sirius. Yeah. You can see it. Go get yourself a telescope. You can see it. It's going to start becoming. It's red now because we're far away. As we start getting close, I mean, it's blue now. As we start getting closer to it, the redder it's going to look inside out in the sky because we're getting closer to it like this. So let me go way short. It's okay. Let me show another one of these diagrams. So, okay, here go better one right here. Okay, this is Sirius, and this is us around Sirius. This is how Sirius look. Okay, so we live in a binary star system right here. Our star, and they go Sirius right there, and they go on a loop, a circular loop like this, and ours go like this. And see they got the X again. Sirius will be right there, and we'll be right there. That's when we are super gods. That's when Africa can go back and fly. You can talk to me just with thought. You don't have to speak to me through thought because all this energy is going through your melanin. That's why your melanin irritant. That's why I told you look up the properties of melanin. It's an energy conductor of light. Right. That's why you can't eat bottom feeders irritant. You can't eat snails and fucking crickets because it destroys your light irritant. Right. You're literally a light being irritant. But see, they've never taught you. These are facts of science. I'm only giving you science. This is a fact here. Okay? Right. So this is what all your fake religions are based on, but I have to explain that to you later. That's a whole nother show. Right. Science. So as you get more light irritant, you become Christ, the Christos irritant. That's you, not some made up man. That's you. Right. You're the Christ irritant. Once you gain more consciousness and energy, you become the Christ. It's your energy level irritant. Right. Right. That's why you see when you see the pictures of Jesus, he got what, a sun behind his head. That's serious. That's you. That's the imagery they showing you once they stole it and made it to a fake religion. The Christ is you, irritant, with more energy and consciousness. It's you. That's what it means. That's the teaching. So everybody keeps showing the X in the middle. X. So now we're starting to go back up. And so Africans are going to now start coming back online. Right. That's what you're saying. Let me try that. So Africans are going to start coming back online. Thank you so much for that. Really deep stuff. I feel smarter. Wiser.
Shout out to Jibajaba and shout out to Kid for always.
Always shout out to Kid. Always.
So yeah. You got to go down the rabbit hole. I know that stuff growing up. I was stuck in the church. knowing goofy shit. I didn't know what the hell life really works.
Put me up with him more times. I like arguing with him.
Yeah, of course.
He always chases my guests away when I bring guests.
No
to the show,
way. They
keeps
leave?
them out, yeah.
Oh my god. Why do they leave?
They leave because I come after them. One guy, the last guy, one guy was an atheist Ewoton. He understood that the religion, he said the religion is a lie. You're not there yet. So he was upset by saying that the religion is a lie, right? But he went to the extreme and then said he's an atheist. I'm telling him, no, there is a creator. There is. I don't like to use the word God Ewoton because I know what the word God means. I don't like losing that. So he went completely to the extreme and said there's no creator. This all made up. Just because your religion is made up doesn't mean it's not a creator, Ewoton. There is a creator. There is a supreme being. There is a most high. That is that.
Yeah.
So I just told him you went too far. I understand you're mad about the Christianity. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't go completely say now there's no creator. That now you're too far gone too.
You're lost. Literally. Yeah. By saying, so when I get my halo, I've escaped the matrix.
Say when you get
when I get my halo, I've escaped the matrix.
Well, what it means, it's a vibratory thing. But that's why our music, I was telling Ewoton was playing that satanic music yesterday. She didn't know that. All that music was Ewoton is a contradiction. Ewoton is a contradiction. She's good. She's good because she's playing motivational stuff. That's good. But then she followed up with some satanic. I'm a bitch, nigga. Hug a hoe. Ain't my dick in your mouth. I'm like, what? That's low vibrational garbage, right? She was jamming to that, right?
Oh my gosh.
So now understanding these systems are created to keep us in a low vibrational state of being, so we don't rise in consciousness or get to that collective consciousness I was teaching Dimore about. To make sure you stay in low vibrational base people. You can't listen to garbage and be giving people motivational speaking. It's called garbage in, garbage out. It's called
that is true.
It's garbage in, garbage out. You can't. So you gotta watch. If somebody saying fuck a nigga, bitch, hoe, nigga, listen. You gotta knock that shit off. That's low vibrational. It's satanic. You can't. And that's the reason why they flood that music out to us, because they've already studied this. They know this. What I'm saying is real. Why you think your music is so satanic? Everything's all based in debaucherous and shit. Fuck a hoe, need a hoe, bitch, batch, hoe. You got Kanye talking about I'm Jesus. I believe in God.
That's already a banger. Whatever you sang is already a banger. You just need beats.
I know, right?
But the beats are good. Why are they putting beats over filth though? Dimore? Why don't they give us beats over good quality music? Because they don't want that. Why you got Kanye talking all that goofy Christian shit? He's out there talking about, bitch, I'm a fucking hoe, bitch, nigga, hoe, bitch, that, hoe. Because it's full of shit. He's not like, he's a moron. He is a tool. He's a tool of them people. That's why he's talking about Jesus walking. He's talking about, bitch, hoe, nigga, hey, bitch, what? Get your ass out of here with that.
We don't have it again. We're almost winding on. Let's.
No. I want you. Not that it won't happen again. I want you to recognize why it's there, Ewoton. I'm not upset or anything. I want you to recognize because music has vibratory frequencies. It's called, when you look at music, Ewoton, it's called having these brain problems. I'm eating wrong. Cymatics. Cymatics matters. So us being light beings, let me show this real quick before we get out of here. Let me do this real quick. Don't nobody get mad at me. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to show you real quick with cymatics. Understanding how frequencies address what happened. Joey's mad or something? Joey's rushing you or something? So,
yeah.
Then
No.
Okay, I thought you were looking at Joby over there. So you wrap it up. You know, Joby comes in, wrap it up, wrap it up. You wrap it up, damn it.
No, she said you need to vibrate out of the show.
Yeah.
So understanding how music works, Ewoton, there's a science behind everything. When you don't know, you understand what it does. Okay, it's called cymatics, and frequencies have certain. Like I told you, when certain frequency low, it rips your body apart. It actually causes disease. That means dis-ease within the body. Dis-ease. Okay, so these things are called. Let me go right here. Let me share my screen real quick, guys. Let me go to YouTube. Let me look this up real quick. Give me a second, guys.
Alrighty.
Cymatics. So cymatics. Cymatics, exactly. Cymatic frequencies, exactly. So Ewoton, to know this work, I want you to look up the test that the white man find. See, this old ancient African stuff I'm teaching you that you've been scared of because you've been gone to religion. All right. I want you to go to what's the Japanese scientist who did it? He was showing you frequency or how words have certain effects because your body is how much water, Ewoton. The body's what, 78, 85% water, correct? It's just energy. So when you say certain harmful words to people, the frequency causes that water to have an ill effect. So if I just take some water, Ewoton, put in the bowl and say, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. That frequency and that vibration causes the water to be foul, causes the vibration of that water to now really be poisonous. So that's why you start with positive thoughts, walk in positivity, walk in love. It's called love and light, right? African people, you're normally loving. See, that's why we're the gods of the planet. Everybody wants to Dimore to go over to Japan and impregnate those women.
Yeah. $75,000.
I think I should.
So that's why they want black men to go over there to keep them alive, because you are the gods of the planet. So that's so. But anyway, let me go to these frequencies real quick. Now, let me start this up. So let's see here. Cymatic. Let's go here with this. Let's open this up real quick. Give me a second, guys.
Okay.
Trying to find some cymatic. Oh, this one's better. Okay. See what this one does. Give me a second. Yeah, all experiments are real. We know they're real. Okay. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, sounds. See, now this is what sounds do to your body, Ewoton. When you talk about fuck a bitch, fuck a hoe, nigga, hey, ho, hey, in a certain frequencies, this reacts to you that you can't see it.
Okay.
So, let me know if you guys can see my screen in a minute. Tell me when you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. He's letting you know all these experiments in this video are real. So this is cymatics. It is the frequency of sound and how it works and how it's applied to us.
The film you're about to see has no characters.
So if you see this, imagine this is your body. He's showing you frequency, and this would be your cells in your body. The more fucked up the sound, that's why sounds can cause disease. So this has an effect. You see the sound he did had an effect on this pattern. The more fucked up a sound wave, the pattern becomes more fucked up. It affects your body.
Right.
If you spare a little of your imagination, it is a film to describe to you the effect of cymatic frequencies on matter.
Oh, magic. So he's telling you matter. Matter means you. Matter, things in the universe matter. As people matter. You know, the matter. The board. A sound and frequency has a relationship to matter. You know, you are a matter being, right? To the physical. Okay. It has an effect. They know that the music they push out is garbage, and it has an effect on you physically. You don't see it, but it does.
Okay.
Now this is ancient science. This is ancient. So imagine these are the cells in your body. That's what this represents. It's your water. Water does. See how you see how it affects the water that's your body, the water through your body. How these certain frequencies affect your body can cause disease, low vibrational. But you haven't been taught this. The higher the vibration, the better the music. That's why music can heal you as a melanated being. It's a bunch of them on here. As a melanated being, that's how good music actually heals you, because the vibratory rate is high every time. So it's a lot of stuff to teach. So I'm not going to get all into that. So understanding that's why I built Blackout Fire. That's why they changed the frequency from 432 to 440, which is an unnatural satanic sound. Okay. And I try to make all music coming back through Blackout Fire at 432, which is the God. I don't like to say that God shit. The creator frequency. 432 and 522? But 432 and those frequencies are the creator's frequency. They moved it to the satanic frequency. All music is now in 440. Let me see what year they did that. Let me get out there. Let me see what year they did this so I can get it right. What year? Let's see what year. I think it's 1950 when the Rockefellers did that shit. What year did they change the frequency of music from 432 to 440?
1939.
Wow.
1939. That's right. 1939. Yep. So they changed it on purpose. I understand. These wicked motherfuckers know what they're doing. So this is not, like I tell you, this is not by accident.
Yeah.
Understand, you live in a system to make sure as Africans you don't rise back up naturally, because the other sun is coming and you're going to naturally rise in vibration. So you're all going to start becoming geniuses again.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate to tell you, all your goofy religions are going to go away because you're going to start knowing the truth, because you're going to be enlightened. You're going to become the Christ again. So the lies are going to fall. You're going to know the lies. That's what they're trying to stop. That's why they changed your music. 1939. Your good music heals Africans. Your melanin is light, Ewoton. Music is light. That's why it's all attached, Ewoton. Why you can't eat bottom feeders, crickets and shit. There's less light. You got to eat a diet that's full of light, vegetables, fruit. It comes straight from the light because our sun is attached to that bigger sun, Ewoton, Sirius. It's attached to that bigger sun. So our energy comes from that other sun, goes to your vegetables and grow them. That brings you more light, more knowledge, more understanding. Well, you can't be eating crickets and shit. Because you are a God. Much love, family.
Thank you so much for that informative conversation. Really appreciate you, Keith. Thank you so much for joining us on Let's Swap with Ewoton. And the topic was, is Africa really an independent continent? And we basically got to find that out with my beautiful, amazing guests today. Dimore, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, but you can also use sound. You can use sound to manipulate, because there's no such thing as gravity. You can. That's how the pyramids were built. Back then, the Africans were so advanced, they would levitate the stuff. Nobody building no shit like that. Goofy Bibles a lot, but the Bible saying about the pyramids at all. But they tried to in the movies, they took slaves and they built the pyramids. No slaves built no fucking pyramids. Those are levitation. Right. The African could manipulate magnetic fields, and so they can levitate. You can see that. Pull it up. How you can levitate stuff with sound. So the African would manipulate the magnetic field around them. One more video. I'm gonna let you go. Let me do one quick. One more video. One more.
Okay, Keith.
One more. African shaman. Let me take. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this the knowledge is still in Africa, but we're not back at that full capacity yet. So let me show this. Let me share this. This is him manipulating the magnetic field. Okay, we'll pause it. Okay, let me pause it. Okay, this is the African shaman, which is African wise man. They went underground when Africa got colonized because they couldn't share this information. And they told me when I was in Africa, when I met one, that they can't talk to these goofy Muslims and Christian motherfuckers. They're too stupid. They don't understand how the world works no more. You gotta wait. And he told me we gotta wait for them to wake back. I'm gonna tell you what he told me, Ewoton. Don't get mad at me. He said we gotta wait for them to wake back up again. That's what he told me. He said we gotta wait for them to wake back up again. They're too far gone in them fake religions. So this, what I'm gonna show you is the African man manipulating through sound the magnetic field around him. So as you get back, this is all gonna be normal shit for Africans, flying, levitating, moving shit with their minds. This is normal. Nothing to do with no goddamn witchcraft and all that dumb shit they told you, that goofy Quran and Bible. That's your natural state. That's who you are. You are small G. You're not the big creator or small. You're the small creator. You're small God.
That's actually in the Bible.
Huh?
There's a part that says that. There's a part that says like we're gods in the Bible.
That's the Bible. The Bible took all that shit from Africans. Sorry to tell you that. That comes from African stuff, Ewoton.
Right.
The Bible is a plagiarized book. Don't come from the Bible, because way before the Bible say ye are gods, ye are God. When the Christ, Jesus says, you too are God. Yes. That they took the story, made a fake man to tell you that story. That's how the story, you are the Christ. That's what he was telling them. But they need that fake story of some goofy cracker who's Christ. No, you're the Christ. Okay, I'm gonna get out here and let them dish. Okay, you see here? So this African manipulating the magnetic field. There's no such thing as gravity, family, as they fake science told you. There's magnetic fields. And you can manipulate the magnetic field once you have enough knowledge to understand it. So this is him manipulating the magnetic field. And this knowledge is still in Africa. That's where it originates from. The brilliance is still there. They wait for these other niggas to catch back up because they sleep.
There are other paranormal phenomena which are even documented in the Bible, which defy the forces of gravity. This man, whose name is Ewoton, is an African shaman. And here we can see him preparing himself for a levitation. This will take place as soon as darkness begins to fall.
They call levitation. all he's doing is manipulating the magnetic field around him. See, everything is light and magnetics. Like I'm trying to take y'all, everything is light and magnetics. Knowing science is light and magnetics. Light, magnetics. Magnetic. Wherever you got magnetics, you got light. Wherever you get light, you get magnetics.
The images which this film has recorded are scarcely to be credited. There are no hidden supports or pulleys to be seen.
No.
In spite of this, Ovaku actually rises off the ground, and it seems as though he is.
See, with the reason why he put the fire in, he was manipulating the magnetic field in his area. See, this is I don't got time to teach you all this yet, but all he's doing. See, why people? Oh, is he doing witchcraft? No, you fucking moron. This is science, you idiot. He's manipulating the magnetic field, light and magnetics. He's manipulating it. Okay, this is science that you don't understand.
It's floating on a cushion of air. The German commentator cannot believe his eyes.
But he doesn't have enough energy from the second sun to allow him to levitate long or fly long. Once we get back with this energy coming back, you'll be able to fly as Africans again. That's why all these stories in ancient Africans about Africans flying everywhere, because that was normal to you. Because you can manipulate the magnetic fields around you, because you had more energy.
In spite of this, Ovaku actually rises off the ground, and it seems as though he is floating on a cushion of air. The German commentator cannot believe his eyes.
Of course, the cracker
There
can't
is no
believe
question that this is a trick or an illusion, and he's absolutely convinced that he's witnessing a miraculous event, and that the film is incontrovertible proof that levitation is indeed possible.
It always existed, stupid. It's not really levitation, it's him flying, manipulating the magnetic field. He doesn't have enough light and energy in him to keep it going for long. That's why he's going to be exhausted. But as that sun, that second sun comes back, all Africans will be able to do this. All Africans.
Hey, alrighty.
A second cameraman can now be seen hurrying to the side so that we can get close-up pictures of the fascinating event. Could it be that there are in fact invisible fields of force which this shaman is able to take advantage of?
Yes, this physical force is the creator. He's manipulating the magnetic field. You guys know this now. So you've already learned the magnetic field, cracker. You know what it is now. So don't act like you already know what it is now. Get out of it. Let the airtime end it. You know what it is now. So you studied it, so you know what he's doing. He manipulated the magnetic field around him, which is called God, creator energy. Creators got energy. That's why you can create energy from nothing. Like I told Dimore, you can power Kenya for a year with just the air in front of Ewoton space.
Right.
Little cube, the laws of squares, which is right in front of Ewoton space, you can't see. That could energize Kenya for 1,000 years without one damn blackout. Science, knowledge. But that's it. Much love, family.
Okay. Bye.
I probably I was gonna go home and pray in the closet. Jesus, I see some shit. Oh, that nigga flying. Is that witchcraft? Oh shit.
Really cute. Seriously. But thank you so much. Ronnie Boyer.
It's fun.
Yeah, there's some comments here. Ronnie Boyer is saying Keith is so woke. Damn. And then he's saying, don't you know that ye are gods? Yeah, that's in the Bible. And that's what he's saying.
That comes from Africa, Ronnie. That's when they were plagiarizing that fake book. Because I told Ewoton, you are the Christ. So they were making a fake, things by saying, don't you know ye are gods? I thought you weren't supposed to be a god. Don't you know ye can do what I'm doing? Exactly, because you are the Christ. That's why you can do what that man's doing eventually. All these things are inside African people. Go ahead.
You're also saying gravity is a light. That's a fact. And energy, frequency, and vibration. Thank you so much for joining us, Ronnie Boyer. Little Mosquito was asking who's the guest, and who I'd never seen him before. It's Dimore.
You had to be General.
He said that. Who is that? I've never seen him before. It's Dimore, General Mosquito, and Jibra Java. Thank you. Big Cheese. Thank you for joining us, Danny. Harris, Mr. Black on Fire, thank you so much for joining us on Let's Pop with Ewoton for this beautiful, informative, educative conversation in regards to who we are as African.
No more cricket eating, Ewoton.
No more cricket. No
Go
more.
back to Uganda. No more cricket eating.
Definitely. Thank you so much for that. Guys, thank you so much for joining us live on TikTok. We really appreciate your time. Remember to join us on the next show and also download our app on Google Store and stream live on Streamer. That's www.blackoutfireradionetwork.com. And also follow us on all the social media, subscribe on YouTube. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. It's all about redefining Africans as we define Africa itself. Thank you so much. See you on Friday with a beautiful, beautiful panel also in regards to the roots to everything in Africa on Let's Pop with Ewoton. Really excited about the panel that we have in regards to that. Thank you so much and have a beautiful.
And it's the United States of Africa, Dimore. United States of Africa.
Last word for you. Yes. Any last words, Dimore, before we leave?
I'm still digesting what Keith has just taught us right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can tell people you're leaving or something?
That was a powerful last few minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. I'm here on Tubonge, and then I'll be here on the Black Hot Fire update. So I'm
right.
here up to 8.
So thank you so much for revealing yourself.
I'll definitely be having you over. He's gonna learn how to levitate your house and scare the shit out you, Ewoton.
Thank you to have you over and over.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, thank you so much.
You outside my window? What you doing? I'm here, Ewoton. Nigga, I told you to call first. Like Shimani, don't be showing up without calling my house.